Hello, every pony, Artlishianna here. Link to my DeviantArt in the description below, and also for my Patreon if you like to do that. Warning: this video will contain pictures from Google and Patreon and other places that is not mine. Please go and give respect to the owners of these copyrights and pictures. And it's going to contain spoilers from Call of the Cutie, that is MLP episode, so if you haven't seen the episode, go and watch it in the link down below. And if you don't like it, click away or else stay. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts with us getting a lecture about what a cutie mark is and when you're supposed to get it and how it works and stuff like that, and also the different meanings of a cutie mark, especially Cherry Lee's cutie mark, that is 3 flowers that is smiling even though that she's a teacher and just wants smiles on her, the children that she teaches, and she's not a florist. So yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. But then we get to know that Diamond Tiara is holding a Cutie and is inviting Apple Bloom and Twist, even though that they haven't got their cutie mark yet. And I'm thinking about in old days where you were invited to a birthday party or you were invited to a baptism of a child or something like that. I do see it like a way for Diamond Tiara to really, point out Apple Bloom and Twist for not having their cutie marks. But yeah, it all escalates in this episode. But then we have Apple Bloom. First, she does the right thing and goes to Applejack and asks her about, how she can get it and why she doesn't have hers yet. And she finds out that she's actually the latest one in her family to get a cutie mark. I will say that I'm also personally last in my family to get mine, or how to say that. Also the only woman, so yeah. Or I'm not the only one woman in my family, but I only have cousins. I don't have, only have male cousins. I don't have female cousins. But never mind that. I do really enjoy the episode and the way that Apple Bloom tries different things with apples when she found out that it's actually pretty clever, the way that she's like, oh, it have to be apples because, Applejack have apples and they all have apples in the apple family. That says itself. But when she finds out that she can't be good at selling apples, she talks with Applejack, and Applejack are like, well, you should go with Twist. But then we come to see that she got her cutie mark. But she actually says, Twist says that she can still go with Apple Bloom to the party, even though that she got her cutie mark. I just think that Apple Bloom is not listening here. So yeah, I don't think that Twist is doing anything wrong. She just happened to fall upon her cutie mark. But then we see that she gets help from Rainbow Dash. Apple Bloom tries different things, from flying with a kite to doing all weird stuff. But when all of this is not working, she runs into Pinkie Pie, that says that she would be good at eating cupcakes, and who wouldn't be good at eating cupcakes? But she soon figures out that she's going to make cupcakes, and that's also something that she could actually be good at. Now I'm thinking like Applejack is making pies all of the time, and I do think that Granny Smith also can make pies and stuff like that, so it could actually run into the family. And also when we get to know a little bit more about Pinkie later, it all makes sense to me at least. But when that is not working and the scene with the flower is a little bit too much, because it's like teasing, it's not very fair for Apple Bloom, she turns to Twilight and trying to ask her to get her cutie mark to appear via magic. And Twilight, I like, well, a cutie mark can't appear with magic. But here I must disagree. And hear me out. What about the sonic rainbow? Is that magic or is that a natural circumstance that made all of the other main five get their cutie marks? That's actually something to think about because, I see the sonic rainbow as something very special, some form of magic that actually Rainbow Dash has, if that makes any sense at all. And I do think that she forgotten actually how she got her cutie mark, but we will get a episode about that later. And but even though that Twilight tries, it fails, and we then get to see that Apple Bloom is already at the party where Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon is, and she's like, "Oh, how could I have forgotten that I was at the Cutinera and stuff like that?" And she's actually pretty clever with trying to cover up her cutie mark and making a good excuse, and they almost buy it because they're so selfish and so vain, those two. Oh my god, you could, tell them everything, and I do think that they're a little bit stupid here, the two. I know that they're supposed to be like pointing out that they're bullies and stuff like that, but still. And I also don't believe that Applejack did something wrong. Right here, she doesn't know that Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon had been evil to Apple Bloom yet. So yeah, the thing with her saying that your friends want to talk with you is just because Applejack doesn't know a lot about that. But yeah, then we get the party ended because Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon found out that Apple Bloom is actually lying about her cutie mark, and they're all like, "Oh, you were just a blank flank all the time." But then we are introduced to Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo, that is also, blank flanks, and they're like, "You should be grateful, you're full of potential, you have all of this that you can be." And Twilight also stands up and are like, "You should be happy you still get to experience, the way that you get your cutie mark and stuff like that." And we see the party is going on without the Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon because now all of the focus is on, those three blank flanks, or the Cutie Mark Crusaders as they are called, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo and Apple Bloom. So yeah, I do really love this episode. It shows that you don't have to have a lot in common to be friends, and sometimes you just need to take a stance and be like, "Well, I can't be the only one with this problem. I have to have some other friends that knows how it is," and stuff like that, and seek out help. I do think that Apple Bloom could have been safe, even though that she was going there by herself. I do feel like she could have maybe have figured out something by herself, but I do also believe that it's a good thing that Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle comes here and are like forming the Cutie Mark Crusaders. I really do enjoy the Cutie Mark Crusaders. And I do also noticed a little bit about Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon's, appearance. It's like their Silver Spoon is like trying to cheer up Diamond Tiara, even though that everything is wrong, but she's like, "Not now," and that's also very leader like, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that Diamond Tiara has some hidden potential in her cutie mark. She's just using it for wrong things, and so Silver Spoon, because she's with somebody that doesn't appreciate her, and that's just the way it is sometimes. But we will never know. Maybe in a future episode, if those two ever get apart, we will see how lost Diamond Tiara actually can be. But yeah, that's actually all that I have to say. Remember that inspiration is right around the corner, and do remember to take care of yourself and your loved ones. Do remember to have fun, and also I like that we see Celestia and she's thinking about her own cutie mark. Maybe it was also something that was very hard for her to figure out, and when the sun came up and she was looking at the sun, she note that she had to raise the sun. It had to be a very big burden for her. So yeah, I do think that is very nice to see her in the end of this episode. But I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, that's actually all. Okay, yeah, bye.